How you doing, everybody? Max Farrow back here again. Here on the 5-minute MDM system, we're going to be looking at 2-3 signals that just popped off. We're looking at this. Let's look at this one right here, the Euro USD. It's heading on the downside, but it has an up arrow. I'm not really feeling comfortable about that one. The British Gold Pound USD, sort of doing the same thing, but we got a nice little macro trend happening here. So I'm going to look at this particular one here, the USD JPY at 113. Let me get over to that. There we go. It's a little bit out of the arrows sort of going into sort of skyrocketing at the time. So I'm going to kind of quickly look at that. That might be a little bit too much to kind of go for. I'll get back to the British Gold Pound. Nothing on there. The Euro USD. This is a possibility, but I'm still not liking that it's on its way down and sort of ranging at the moment. This little couple minute here. And again, we just had an upset here on this particular arrow. I didn't get into it due to that it was usually the so much happening going down. This could have been something to kind of move a reversal on, but again, I'm using a high-low solution here for when I'm in the trend, using the previous high or the last arrow's tip area where it's at. And I just couldn't find anything. And I really don't feel comfortable with getting into that one either. So we're gonna pause the video here and wait for the next branch of signals. But I wanted to show you that this is not always about the initiation of a trade that you're always going to get into one. You want to get a good feeling. You want to be very temperamental. 5-minute trading is very, very quick, but it doesn't mean that you have to trade every single signal. It doesn't mean you have to trade every 5 minutes. This is having the opportunity to trade. Okay, and using some common sense and using some thought pattern here, okay, of using the concept that the action of the market in price action, okay, can help set you into the right direction. But you still have to kind of keep a close eye on what's happened just recently. Okay, you don't have to go back days. You're in 5-minute trades. Each one of these marks is 1 minute at the point, right? So you only have to go back about 30, 40, 60 minutes, an hour, what's happening on this time to kind of look at, okay? So again, I'm going to stay out of the market, kind of move on. Make sure that there's, when you're on the big charts here, on the big pages, you can see immediately that there's no news happening. You can see that there's no news happening there. So keep that in mind. Lots of little things that we're putting together. We'll have some other tools in here as well. All right, so we're going to pause the video. We're going to see if we can wait for another one. But I just wanted to kind of quickly show you that it's not always about getting into a trade as well. I'm Max. This is Dex. We'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so we didn't get into a trade in that last bout of signals. We got about less than a minute for the time to expire here. And we're just going to kind of get everything set up and ready. Get our little frames working here. Now these are a little bit fickle. I'm working on getting some buttons to bring it back to the end and scrolling and all that kind of good stuff. So I do apologize. If you have a mouse wheel, they work very well. If you're using a touchpad, I'm not sure how great it's working for you right at the moment. But don't worry, lots of good provisions are happening and revisions are happening to of the system, so keep that in mind. All right, so we have another ringtone happen. It looks like this particular one went really well. We could have gotten into at that point. Let's look back here again. Here's another one, the British Gold Pound USD. We're going to use this little low here, 2365, as a push-off point. Let's get over to Nadex and 2365. British Gold Pound USD 2365. There it is. There is no market there, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a working order on for $30 profit, $70 on the risk side. We're going to kind of leave that there. We're going to go back as that's chiming in. We're going to sort of look at some of these other numbers in here. Can this be an opportunity on an uptrend? Possibly. I'm going to look back here at 113.45 USD JPY 113.45. There's no way we're going to get in there. I don't see anything else that's decent at that point, and it looks like we've had some movement against it, so that's good we didn't get into that one. Euro USD never fired anything off, and AUD USD didn't fire anything off. So we'll bring on the big board here and look at that British gold pound USD at the 23.65, about 3 pips off. Doesn't look like it's going to fill anytime real quickly, especially since it's hitting 56 now. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let me hit over here. There we go, 23.68. So we're about 3 pips off, and we've seen them fill in the last couple of seconds as well. So we'll keep this on here for the duration. We got a good number on the bite, so we'll see what happens. But I'll go ahead and pause the video and come back if there's any movement. Okay, so we're back. We got about 20 seconds left for the next chime off. If we don't get a chime off, that'll be the end of this particular video. But our working order did not fill as of yet. There we go. Came pretty close a few times. Got down to 66 here, but it doesn't look like it's going to fill. But we're going to jump back over to here to see if a chime off happens. There we go. We have the Euro USD. The British gold pound USD is fired off as well. Let's get to this 0550. We're going to go back here to 0549 on the Euro USD, 0549. There we go. Nothing on the order, so what we're going to do is put a 70 marker on there for a profit of about $30 and hope for the best at that point. Keep going to the left there. Let's look at the other two here real quick. I'm going to refresh this frame. Every once in a while it gets kind of hokey. There we go. Fired off. 2364. We're going to use this previous because it fired off in the opposite signal. We're going to use this 2366 as a possibility. 2366, 67. That looks pretty good, but we're going to use $30 in here instead of 23. So I'm going to place the working order there. Now, this is a little bit hokey in here, is that we have an opportunity, and I don't always recommend this. If you have an account that can handle it, kind of look at this process, but would they both fill? And that's usually a small problem here, right? Because if you're looking at, you don't want to do more than one at a time. If they both happen to fill, then there might be an issue. Plus, we have a USD on the quote side on both of them, right? But the British gold pound and the euro, all right, they operate in different factions, right? So there's a little bit of a pull here and there. So one being the opposite direction is not normally uncommon. So I really wouldn't worry about it too much. There is an opportunity for it to fill. And if one fills, we'll take the other one off. If they both fill at the same time, well, then that's the gambit we run here. But if you personally don't want that risk, then don't take that risk. You know, only do one at a time. I don't really see the Euro 0549. It's about 3 pips up. I'll probably take that one off. No, I'm going to leave that on, because we don't have even a market price for that one yet. This one's still kind of dancing around. Now, could I have taken the 23.67? It was sitting at $23. Could that have been enough? And the answer is yes, it could have been enough if I was trading an ITM system and in the money network. But I'm not. I'm trading price level, and I'm trading that I want to make at least $30, okay, per each one. If I'm not, there we go. There's the fill on the British gold pound. I'm going to take the Euro USD off. Now, if we head over and look at the market real quick, the British gold pound, I'll grab into it here. I see 23.65. We got the 66. I'm just going to sit here and hold for another minute and 32 seconds. I'll pause the video when we get back a little bit closer. Okay, we got about 30 seconds left. The market makers have pulled their pricing. There's still one left on there for $11, so it looks okay. I guess this is a tease for this to try to get us out. Market seems to be holding pretty good. So wait here for those last 14 seconds. Okay, and there we go. We'll go back over to the market in case something fires off. And there we go, another one for the British Gold Pound. This time a little bit lower, so I'm going to look at the 2365 on this one. The 2365 was at that level. It's still sitting a little high because of the indicative indifference. 2367 would be probably another optimum to get into, but again, there's not very many bids available on it. There we go. It's just refresh. I'm going to go ahead and let me look at the market just one more time. I usually don't like getting into the same one twice on another direction when it's sort of sitting sideways. There's an opportunity for this thing, even though it's in a downward trend. All right, let's go for that. Let's see if that's still available. No, I shouldn't have hesitated so much, but there was an opportunity there. I can go ahead and do this again. Let's do that $30 and put that in there. There we go. Let's see what happens again. And could fill again. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll pause the video again, kind of save you some time, and see if this thing gets picked up. In the meantime, while we're waiting here just for a second, the Euro USD had fired off at the same time. What I would normally do is that I would come back to the previous low and kind of look at that number from the previous arrow, 0550 on that Euro USD 0550 right here at 0549. If that was something about 3 pips off, I would put a working order right there. Up there's the British Gold Pound USD that filed in. It's going against it just a little bit. I'm going to see if it can hold out for that time. It has fulfilled once again. Well, there it is. It's running against it right now. We have a little bit of movement against the process happening. You can kind of see right there. We have a little bit of a momentum crossover happening in the MACD here, from the smooth going over the green there. So it's a possibility that this thing could be on the losing side now that you have that crossover. But now we're back into playing back and forth. You can kind of see that it's getting down. If this were to close at 2367.0 right now, if it were to close right now, we would be in the winning momentum of the trade. And again, this is surviving the drawdown with the process. Okay, so even if we lose this trade, it's part of our solution. It's part of the network to be in. If I were to try to scalp out of the trade because in fear of loss and fear of that process, I could actually end up damaging the system of how everything trades. Running from fear on that process. Allow it to do its thing. Allow it to run its number and run its course. We're using psychological battles and lines and levels here with the system. So allow it to become part of the process to if you're going to get in, get in. Try not to scalp out on either side on this process because there's no definitive way to absolutely guesstimate when it's going to fail in the process. So got about 9 seconds left. Last little second there. Oh, looks like it's going to lose in that last little 3 seconds. Oh, no, now it's back under again. And winner, chicken dinner, 2366. A lot of little hokiness happening right there at that last. I don't know if you guys want to do another one. Let's look at another one real quick here, right? We got, I'm not even going to do the British Gold Pound USD again. I'm going to let that one sit for a little bit. Looks like we got a nice little uptrend happening here. with the Auto USD. 7653 would be a number that I would kind of feel safe with because I got a touch here and a touch here. 7653. Let me get into that one right now. 7653. Looks like it's sitting at $95. So what are we going to do again? I'm going to put my little working order on, hit my place order, and I'll sit and wait. I'll grab my numbers. I'll look at where my numbers are at. It's not always the last one. There's sometimes it could be the one in the middle or one on the end here. It depends on how the market's gone at that particular time. Let's look back at the Euro USD here. Has a possibility of 0551. We'll get over and look at that one as well. 0551. There we go. There's another one right there. This is a possibility too. So I'm going to do a double work order here. 70 on that one because I feel confident with that they're both in the same direction. If one was heading in a different direction or playing that game, I would see that as a market convergence, and I probably wouldn't do divergence, I mean, and wouldn't do the trade at that particular point. So I'll wait and see. I'll pause the video and we'll come back in and see what happens. All right, everybody. So these last two working orders did not fill, but that's okay. We have plenty more to be able to work with. I probably won't do another trade here. This has been a 17-minute video. We will get into the next video here in the next run here. But I want to thank you for your time, and I hope that you're learning a little bit more about the obstacles that lay in front of you, and hopefully those price levels make sense to you, and those psychological battles and lines in the sand, if you will, for the 1 minute. So try not to overthink too much, but give yourself an opportunity to feel the rhythm as we have. And that sound is so addictive. Like you really just want to get in there and make something happen. It's very, very powerful. Every once in a while, you're gonna have to reload your screen. If you hear a bell and you don't see something come up, then you probably want to reload your screen. But there we go. There's a few incidences happening now. Very, very powerful. I'm really looking forward to getting to the next phase of this with you. And I'll see you in the next video. I'm Max Farrow, and this is Dex. 5-minute system with the WB. We'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.